Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines 2. How good of you to join once more to Sleepy Hollow. It's bleak right now, it's winter and winter is cold, it's nasty, full of sickness and coughing people, and yeah, well, we should get out of the city, and that's my goal actually for this episode. We want to start with some proper specialized industry. For that, we need it. We are lacking money. Taxes are not enough. Of course, I could raise taxes always. And yeah, with that, however, will also reduce the amount of new people coming to the city. So I'm rather not increasing taxes for the moment. We are looking at 10% taxes there right now, 2% for the offices to encourage a bit more office growth. It actually works. And with that, I would like to look at my production tab. Because right over here, things are getting out of control. We are having huge deficits right now in quite a lot of materials. For example, grain is pretty deep right now. We're importing a lot of grain. With the import, it's costly, right? And in this case here, we're looking at 7,000 credits per hour that we're losing right now. This is the materials. We also have the material goods, so the processed goods, where we're looking at some surpluses here in the chemical industry, for example. That's great stuff. However, we're looking also at big deficits here. Petrochemicals, for example, that are not looking very good. Also convenience food, because we don't have any grain, right? And also here timber, because we don't have a forest industry. Forest industry, that's a nice keyword. Grain and forests and lumbers, we need that. So let's just have a look at my city right now. It's looking like a patchwork, isn't it? So not very nice to look at. This whole area I would like to fill in quickly soon. But for now, let's look at something else, and that is my natural resources. And if we unlock this tab over here, we can see, yeah, quite a lot of additional patches now. Not only my patched city, but also the natural resources. We can see some ore and stone in blue. We can see ore, yep, in blue over here. We can see oil in black colors. Quite a lot of that too. And we can see in green and orange colors fertile land. We don't have a lot of fertile land here. It's a cold area that we're living in, but still a bit of fertile land is there. And I would like to start using this for the grain that we need, because boy, we need a lot of it. Let's purchase this tile here right away, because there is actually some fertile land here. And then we also have this area here. We can use it in addition. Let's just check it out for my first industry, and that's the grain farming. We can actually just place the farm here if I like to, or we just have our own road then leading to this farm. I think I like this more, so we're just going to have this road here that just is there for the farm, right? And then we have some more buildings here, probably somewhere hiding that farm a bit behind all of that. We can then place it right, yeah, somewhere here actually. Poof, and with that we can, yeah, go ahead and build us that first field. There it is, and let's just make sure that we actually use the whole area that we want to use for some farming. So I can snap it in, right? And then we're just going to snap it all the way over, probably also around that road a bit. It's then going to border to some buildings here. That's going to be fine. And then probably, yeah, probably a bit further over. And then we're going to make the whole road down. Until we have finally covered the whole fertile area. And this now is an industry, right? It's a farm. It's a level 1 farm at the moment. As we can see, it's slightly growing already. It has some employees. Actually, it's just one for the moment. It is producing grain, and it is producing that at 100% efficiency. 17 employees it is now. So this is creating jobs. They're coming over here and then are going to use that to produce grain. We have a second patch over here that is also within the city bounds right now, so I would like to use this. For starters, we actually need to go ahead once again with a road. It's tricky because I really don't want to get this road here just for a farm, right? So what I'm doing is I'm actually going to make a tiny tunnel that we can have then below the highway that comes then out on the other side again. And this tunnel is really just there for my farm. And there it is, another smaller farm right over here in this patch of green that we have. We still have one more over there. Once again, this is on the other side of the highway, and I'm certainly not going to use this road here for that. So once again, we can actually just make a smaller road away from the industry zone somewhere here that goes below the highway real quick and comes out at the other side again. And there it is once more. It's actually 2 farms that we can squeeze into this area, having huge fields available for them and producing grain. Now, on to the real industry, though, that I would like to add, and that's the ore, forest, and oil industry. And yeah, the biggest patches we have are all together here. And I would like to use this to my advantage, because we can use this area quite well, I should say. We have forests here, we have oil, actually 3 patches of oil, and we have 2 bigger patches of ore that we can use for stone and ore mining. The cool thing is we have a railway going up here. Isn't that amazing? That's the original railway, if you remember, from the beginning. And we can use this for some cargo transportation, of course. We cannot use cargo transportation right from the beginning, though, so I do need to get a road over here. And since there's going to be trucks driving on these roads and it's going to get quite noisy, I don't want to use my neighborhood roads here, the existing ones that we already have. So what we're doing is we're going to make a new city expansion now to the other side of the river. And in this case here, yeah, I wanted, of course, to have this expansion from the beginning. We have postponed it a bit, and now finally we can do this. And this leads then to a nice country road that goes all the way here into this mountainous region. Let's just purchase all of these tiles here, really. As many as possible. We don't need the cargo yet, so I'm going to not build it yet. We're just rather going to purchase these tiles in here. The cool thing is you could also just purchase some individual tiles over there and create a new city altogether that are going to merge then eventually at some point. I think that is also a nice idea. That's an idea though we cannot realize for the moment. What we need to realize is some income, and quickly that. So let's go ahead and build this road here. This is going to be our first river bridge that goes then all the way to the other side here, right? I'm going to actually increase the slope a bit because I want to make a big bridge out of that then eventually. We're going to have it on both sides, right? And then it goes down again with a rather steep slope like this. Perfect. And for bridges, we are going to see some transformations soon then, once I can afford it. Now we just have this one then, right? And this one probably leads into a nice roundabout somewhere here that goes then all the way up. So this is just the normal city street now. But of course it's a main street, right? And off this main street we can now have a smaller highway, which is more or less a country road for me, that we're going to have then here, diverting back, or yeah, probably at the end of this road. Now let's not do this. Let's actually have a roundabout at the end of this road, and we can then expand it, or also use a highway that continues now from this area, and this is my country road that goes now into the mountain, or to the foot of the mountain, right? Just along the river, all the way up there. Boy, I hope this is going to be profitable. We're going to make a nice bridge here over that. Is that a nice bridge? That's not a nice bridge, that's a dam. This is a project for hydroelectric power that I did not intend to build here. Let's get rid of that street again, and actually let's make it let's increase the slope for this one a bit, right? Because we need to do this if we want to get over that bridge without creating a dam project or anything. And then we can actually go down again to the other side. And this leads then into a normal street again. We can actually make a normal 2-lane road for this, or we would have the gravel road. I don't think this makes much sense. We have alleys, also doesn't make much sense. We don't have that much street variety at the moment that I could add here now. So let's just merge it into a normal street road that we can then have for this area. And I would like to have the same thing already applying then for this side. Probably like that. And this leads then to my other industry that we have up here. I mean, theoretically, wait a second, actually not do it like that. You can also just have a roundabout here somewhere with a road leading then to the other side. I think this is safer. Once again, we're going to need a tiny bridge here that goes to the other side. So this is all rather expensive, right? I hope it pays off. We'll just see. Now we have the road foundation leading then into the mountain area there. Since we're building a lot of industry here that is going to, well, need a lot of electricity, we do need a transformer. So let's have one over here and also one down at this road. Just by the roundabout. And from here we can then put our high voltage lines now to the other side. Very good. Because the reason for that is the highway does not transport energy, right? It does not have power cables below it. So we do need to transport that energy up there. We have two options for this, either the electric cable or the power line. And the electric cable only transports 80 megawatt. I think this is not quite enough for the industry up here that, well, drills oil and cuts stone and stuff like that. Looking at my production tab once more, let's have a look at the demands that I have. So what I can see is I have a huge demand in stone, but also, or in rock, and also in metal ore. So I'm going to start my industry with based of these two here. So stone mining we have, and ore mining we have. We got the patch here, and we do have another patch here. Unfortunately, that's outside my city reach for the moment, so I cannot do this. We're still going to be able to hopefully squeeze in some two industries here. So let's make another road over there. And then this should make it possible for me now to have a bit of stone mining here, right? And a bit of ore mining further down. There we go. And let's just create also those fields. Like with the farms, we do need to create kind of like farms, really, that are going to drill the ore then. Let's actually snap to the road. The problem is the more area we take without fertility, the more I reduce efficiency. So we definitely want to keep efficiency up for this. I think we could actually squeeze in two more, or I'm just going to make one mega factory. Let's actually make one big one. And let's not snap to the road here. It's once again not enough fertility there, or yeah, resources that we need. And then I can do the same thing now for my Applegate Street, where we have my ore mining. And once again, I'm also going to lay out the fields, and we can actually snap them together. And to the other side too. These are going to be some big industries here, by the way. That's lots of resources that we find here. Harvestable resources, some 300 tons already. With that, I think we have used the whole area now. Perfect. And yeah, they're going now to start drilling. And in that case, we need to wait for some employees to come in. Oh, and we've also got another milestone. Big town. Some money comes along. And probably also the loan limit goes up. Oil drilling has been unlocked. How very fortunate for us. And also high density housing with that skyscrapers would be possible now. Would be possible. Doesn't mean that we can actually get skyscrapers already. Holy moly, that's a machine. Beautiful it is. And this one is now getting cracking on this. One more problem we have before I can make this completely work is water. For water, it's a bit easier. We can just lay combined water pipes, and I can just basically take my normal pipes that we have here along my main road, for example, and we can just then place them over there. Actually, you know what? Let's make this a bit cleaner though. We can use the pipes that we have from here. We already have the power pipes, right? Unfortunately, I cannot see the road. This is not possible. I cannot see the road. I can only see it on the name here. So what we can do is I can actually get the pipes along the name road there. Ah, it's snapping to the road. Perfect. By the look of it. Yep, it's snapping to that road. Until we make the connection here. Right, and now we have the water and the drainage. And with that, they're now fully working. Did I have employees already? This one not. This one also not. It's going to take a while for them to find people that are actually willing to drive all the way up here into the mountains. Next up, we have forest industry. We have a bunch of forests here still, right? In this area. This is looking good. And I would like to have this. Also, by the way, we have, of course, oil. Oil is up here and here. So I would also like to build a road right into this area there where we have it. This is going to be very mountainous, and we need to make sure that we're not breaking the terrain here too much. Like this. So I think with that we should be able to get that oil driller up. It uses then the field. That too much? Nah, that's not close enough yet. Right. And here then. There it is. There we got the oil drill. Yes, this is going to get steep, but it's going to be worth it because oil is worth it. Let's just make sure that we use the whole area here up to the city limit. For a bit of oil. And there's already the oil drills coming up. And also, of course, forest industry. We have some wood here that we can use for this project. Let's go ahead and have, I think, 2 of them, right? We could have 2 of them. We could have 3 of them with this one. Let's have 1 here. And 1 probably a bit further up. Also to that oil drill. And once again, we also need to just lay out the area where it should harvest. And as we can see, there is around 426 tons of trees here waiting to be chopped down. Let's actually snap this one here to the road. There you go. And the second one here. Once again, this is rather easy with the forest industry, of course, because we only need to get the trees in. Actually snap it together with the other one. Without overlapping, of course. Perfect. There it is. And with that, we have created a small industrial zone that is hopefully now starting to work then on some drilling. There's the first employees coming in. Perfect. They're finding someone to do the job here. And after a while, there's also the trucks then coming along, have their own capacity. So this one here can transport 25 tons of ore and rock away from this facility to my industry area, or also ready for exporting, depending on how much we need. And what I would like to do as well is I would like to create a tiny, smaller mountain village here, industry village that we have just for this industry here, so that we might also find some employees. For that, we have this core city in here, so let's just have a roundabout around that. And then we can have some roads leading away from that, even though, yeah, city bounds are here. But we can actually purchase more again. I would like to have this natural resource patch here then as well. There it is. Yeah, at least this one here I can take in. I don't want to waste too many of my tiles here. And here as well, because there is some oil then as well that we can take. And for the village, let's also take this one. Right, so this is going to be a nice city area then around the roundabout here. So I'm going to build me another road. Oh, wait a second. Here we could actually build a gravel road just along the forest industry that we have. Going up here. And then all the way up into this area. Yeah, looking okay that we have around here. And this one just gets basically now some... I wonder if this works really. We'll just see. Some low density housing right here. We might actually just have some row houses here as well, because I think this would fit better just along the street here, and also along this one there. And that's already popping. Probably also here. And then also towards the forest industry up there, we can have a few people. Yeah, it's popping rather quickly. And then of course also some shops, right? We have the shops right next to the roundabout. This is where workers can also purchase goods and stuff like that. And right next to it, then we have once again some housing there. Actually, I'm surprised how quickly the medium houses pop. And probably here a few more. And for this one, that would lead to a lot of steps, so I'm not doing it that outside, but here. That's fine too. Oh, and also a painter mansion that we have unlocked. And probably then also another house here, another here, and perhaps also another one out there. Yeah, those people are eager to live in this area. Seems like it. And as our tiny mountain village is growing, yeah, also my industry is now fully employed. So all of them are working, 60 here, 36 here, working at high efficiency, and also hopefully leveling up then with that as well. From negative 14,000, we are down to 1,000 negative. That's still negative, of course, but it's much better than before. And as we can see, production is now coming in. So we're now starting to produce something, reducing the deficit, and hopefully also creating a surplus here that we can use for some exporting. With that, we should also then be able to supply some of my advanced industries. That is especially here my metal production and my steel production, because now we have the ore, and also here concrete with my stone mining that we have. Also there is some stuff now coming in, some volume. There was still some more oil here that I can use, so let's just go ahead and also make us that field here complete. That's looking like some very good deposit here. Harvestable resources, 110 tons already. Perfect. Another industry. And then of course we have this area still where there's also some oil. For that I will just need to divert my highway a bit. So I'm not going to create... now that I think about it, we could actually just create a smaller 2-lane road going away from it. Probably like that. Going then all the way into this area where hopefully we do have something. There it is. Power? We probably will need water. We should have though. Ah yeah, there it is. Oops. That's really finicky. So getting those water pipes around is a bit tricky. Especially since it also doesn't seem to snap really. If I'm putting it away from the street. Is that a connection now? No, it's not. It's just something very strange. And with that, also a new industry over here for some stone mining. By now, there's also the very motivated population coming in. People coming in for living here in this glorious, tiny mountain village. At this point, I would love to have some different skins for the houses, because here it should definitely look a bit different. But who knows what mods will bring soon. And do I trust my eyes? We are making profit, 3,000 at this point. As production is ramping up, we need to import less. And as we can see, grain especially is picking up here. The same goes with logs now, and also stone. And with that, also, they're leveling up faster now, because of course we have demand for it. We're making profit, we find employees, and those industries are booming. Back in the city, yeah, the college is getting full. 900 students out of 1,000. We need more wings, so another one I can afford, however. And this is costing me 300,000. We got 3.2 million at the moment. And with that, poof, there it goes. And with that, we have 500 more student capacity before I need to build another college. And since we have the money, I can now go ahead and finally build me also my city hall. This one, the center, it's the first one. We can then add modules to it. 2,000 experience points I get out of this. And also, of course, it does cost me 1.6 million. There it is. And we can add then some expansions around that, and also of course more city builders or city buildings that we have then here. Glorious beginning. Not like much at the moment. That's why I kept the whole area here available, because we're going to see also the university here. At least that's planned for now. Now also medium demand is rising, on the rise, right? So whenever I place some medium patches like here, it's getting immediately filled. So what I would also like to do is now here, this really doesn't fit, right? I would like to have, at least in this area now, some medium density housing. We can start with, once again, some... No, actually, let's go ahead with the normal ones right away. Here, for example. Right in here in the center. And also probably on the other side, a few of them. Right, so step by step, and perhaps also some row houses then as well. Here. And here. Going to get rid of the small houses, immediately being replaced by medium density. Fantastic. Oh my, winter is really creeping in at this point. I just love how it looks, right? So up here in the mountain, it's now snow covered. While down in Sleepy Hollow, it's still green but muddy. From above it looks even more impressive. As we can see, the whole mountain is now covered, and the snow is really slowly but steadily creeping into Sleepy Hollow. Beautiful. I hope my road services are ready. And eventually the whole city is covered in snow. And we continue onwards in the next episode. Stay tuned!